Boy, what a nice class. And it's challenging up here on top because I think this top trio of heifers, even first four heifers, are all awfully good. This one just hits me hard just in terms of all of her angles, all of her balance, how everything transitions. She's so crisp and cool about her spine when that one gets to go. I think she has the advantage for me just in terms of balance from forerib all the way into her flank. Her shoulder lays in just a little neater there in comparison to the heifer in second. I wish she was maybe just a nickel bigger boned like the heifer in second, but like I said, everything just fits so right on that one. The heifer that comes second, like I said, you got to appreciate the body that this freckle-faced heifer comes here next. She's got big feet. I just wish that one probably just transitioned from her shoulder into her heart and her forerib just a little better like our class winner. I know she's a longer bodied one, but just one that I'd just like to expand there. If that comes as she gets mature, I think that's an awfully nice heifer as well. When we re-walked them, I think this heifer here is one that's just so good in her look. Everything balances. Of the top trio, she's the one that gets probably the most base narrow, the one that probably just gives up a little bit of width there, and from stifle to stifle, just like to expand her there. The heifer that comes next, the red-eyed heifer, is one that I think has just got a cool look about her. She's good-footed and sound, and one that's got enough body. Her balance is just a nickel off for me. She gets a little thicker about her neck, maybe just one that just doesn't quite have that extra look as the Cattlemen right above her. I like the heifer that comes next. That one's good-bodied still, and one that I think's good in her lines. She gives up a little too much just in terms of muscle width and shape when you get in behind them. If we can get that going on her, that one's still got a bright future. The heifer that comes next, here's one, the darker red heifer here, that I think just her balance from her chest floor all the way to her center body, I'd like to tweak. She kind of wants to push that forward, but still, that one has still got a nice enough look. She's got some width, she's got some power, still a really nice heifer on down the line. The heifer that comes next, much can be said the same. I'd like to stouten her up at the surface ever so slightly. She gets a little frailer in her bone work for me, but that's still a high-quality heifer. The two heifers that come next, just a little greener in their type and kind. This one gets a little plainer about her throat latch, but still one that it will give you a nice enough look from the side there and the muscle shape she brings to the table. I like the heifer that comes next. She probably comes just a little frailer to the surface for me, maybe one that I'd just like to expand her foot and her bone work to run with the cattle that were awfully good ahead of her. And the young lady's heifer that rounds out, still one that I think you got to appreciate the length of hip and body she has. Just not quite as good looking up front and maybe not quite as soft center, but still quality livestock all the way through. Congratulations.
Well, congratulations in Class 25, first place. Exhibited by Grady and Hudson Carter of Stratford, Oklahoma, with BKCMCC Living Distinctive 370 ET. Second place exhibited by Ella Weldon of Piedmont, Oklahoma. Third place was exhibited by Madeline Grace Thompson and Brinley Ann Thompson of Amity, Missouri. Fourth place will go to Kara Cummins of Hollis, Oklahoma. Fifth place was exhibited by Brooke Jean of Greenbrier, Arkansas. Sixth place went to Hunter and Cole Smith of Pell City, Alabama. Seventh place went to Hunter Smith, again of Pell City, Alabama. Eighth place exhibited by Bryce Trahan. Ninth place went to Jordan Mitchum. And 10th place to Lily Grace Perrin. Now in the ring, we'll bring in your first and seconds, and our judge will select his chamber reserve polled junior heifer calves.
Well, ringside, please put your hands together for an awfully nice division and a great set of young showmen. Another nice division here, no doubt about it. They just keep coming, and I wouldn't expect anything different from this breed. Just quality cattle all the way through these classes, and there were some tough ones, and a lot of cattle that are back in the barn that I think still got plenty of future, but I'm awfully happy with the cattle that are out here right now. All 6 of these cattle represent some quality just in terms of structure and body and freshness. I'll go show you the 2 I like best. I think an awfully nice pair of heifers here.
Well, congratulations, your champion pulled junior heifer calf exhibited by Lauren Brady and Nicholas Jones, Darlington, Wisconsin, with Wildcat L. May Mardi Gras 34 ET. And congratulations, reserve champion pulled junior heifer calf coming out of class 25. That's Grady and Hudson Carter, Stratford, Oklahoma, with BKCMCC living the distinctive 370 LET. Again, congratulations to those junior exhibitors. At this time, we'll get started with your next division. Class in the ring will be class 26. These are pulled senior heifer calves born December of 22. For those of you joining us here in the Jim Norick Arena, we're going to get started at Ring 2 in just a few minutes with our bull show here in your Angus division. Again, Angus enthusiasts, we're going to get started with your Angus bull show here in about 10 minutes.
Another nice class from top to bottom. But when this one hit the ring, for me, she's the one that needs to win. She's the one that's so proportional in her body, one that's got some shape and some muscle in her, and still elegant enough about how she handles her shoulder and her front end. One that I think you got to appreciate the extra bone and foot she brings to the table. Just an awfully nice heifer to start this particular class. The heifer that comes second's a longer bodied sort of heifer, maybe not quite that bone and that power as the heifer above her, but this one's real elegant about how she's built. Maybe just runs out of just a little bit of width there from stifle to stifle in comparison to our class winner, but that's an awfully nice heifer. The longer they're out here, this heifer up here in third is one that'll grab your attention when she gets her parked. This one wants to get out, turned out pretty tough up front. Like to tweak that about her and let her come at you a little more square, but she's still got some quality in terms of foot size and bone. Just like to change her out of her front end structure. Heifer that comes next of the remaining 4 cattle, I thought this one, the next 2 were probably more comfortable at the surface. They give up a little bit in terms of their bone work and their foot size, but still cattle that I think were just a little more elegant at how they were constructed in comparison to the last 2. The last 2 heifers here are still quality livestock. This one here just kind of runs out of shape and muscle. She just gets a little out of balance there just from her shoulder or from her chest floor all the way underneath. I'd just like to tweak that about her. And the heifer that rounds out, here's one that's long bodied and level enough hip. Just like to see a little more outward rib shape in this one. As she matures, if she does that, still a nice enough heifer. Congratulations to all them junior exhibitors.
Well, congratulations in Class 26 here in your Junior Hereford Show. First place exhibited by Gage Creamer, Waxahachie, Texas with TR 1816 Fay K140ET. Second place and congratulations go to Suter Clark, Gretna, Virginia with KLLMMAN Tula 22KET. Third place exhibited by Grant Addison, Conley Ward, Oak Grove, Missouri. Fourth place will go to Carly Cady and Clayton Musser. Fifth place and congratulations went to Hannah Dooley of Mountain Home, Arkansas. Sixth place exhibited by Brooke Bain of Lawton, Oklahoma. And seventh place will go to Kendry Zamzow of Whitney, Texas. Now in the ring, Class 27, polled senior heifer calves, born in November of 2022. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Jim Norick Arena here at the Cattlemen's Congress. Ring 2, we're excited to get started with your Angus Super ROV Bull Show. Your first class in the ring is Class 1B. We're excited to welcome your judges, Mr. Bruce and Amy Sturzbach. Bruce and Amy have created a legacy of excellence in the world of breeding and showing cattle with 35 years of experience. Sturzbach Cattle Company is a family operation they run with their sons, Dylan and Cade, along with their wives, the Taylors, and growing family recently enriched by the addition of Dylan and Taylor's daughter, Shay. Their focus has always been on breeding and raising high-quality Angus and percentage Simmental cattle, a commitment that has propelled them to success in both junior and open shows, securing victories in all major shows across the country. A crowning achievement is raising of SCC 24 Carat, a living testament to their dedication. This exceptional individual earned the prestigious titles of 22 and 23 Sire of the Year in the Angus breed, leaving an indelible mark across various breeds. There is a genuine pride in witnessing their genetics play a pivotal role in the success stories of breeders across the country. Beyond the show ring, the Sturzbachs are advocates for the National Junior Angus Association, recognizing their immense value it brings to the lives of youngsters in the livestock industry. However, their passion doesn't stop with cattle. For over 4 decades, Bruce and Amy have been dedicated to breeding 8KC Australian Shepherds. This dual commitment to excellence in both cattle and Australian Shepherds showcases their deep love for animals and an unwavering dedication to producing exceptional quality and genetics. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the Sturzbachs to Oklahoma City.
Well, another nice class of Hereford heifers over here, and the heifer that's going to win the class just does so on so much of her athleticism. This one's is true a moving one in this particular class, so easy in how she gets around the ring. I ain't going to call her the most jack-necked one or just the freakiest one, but it just fits her whole entire body. That one's so dense everywhere, it just kind of fits, and I think that's where she just has the advantage just in terms of her overall balance, and especially when she gets out on the go. 2 and 3 kind of got some issues just that I'd like to tweak ever so slightly. I'd probably like to lay this one back in her knee just a nickel. She wants to get just a little upright there, but after that, that's a wild looking one that's still really fresh in her design. I like everything about her, just like to set her back in her knee ever so slightly. She had the advantage to me just in terms of look and presence. This one wants to just get a little short on her stride, maybe just not quite gets out and goes and reaches for that front foot, but that's a real cowy one that I'd just like to see her go just a little easier. This is a really nice heifer coming here too, just one that probably runs out of a little bit of bone and foot size in comparison to some cattle above her. Maybe just doesn't quite have that direct center body that maybe some of those do, but man, that one's still high quality to go out this low in the class. The 2 heifers that remain are ones that I think just today probably give up some of the extras. I think they both got some quality to them. They're good in their lines. They're ones that I think will go out and produce, just maybe not quite some of the extra bells and whistles we're hunting. But congratulations to all these exhibitors.
Well, back in the Hereford ring, results of Class 27, first place exhibited by Ella Brooks with Hawk Mona 2208 ET. Second place, Madeline Norvell, Tuttle, Oklahoma. Third place, and congratulations, go to Amberlyn Christianbury. Fourth place went to Mason Roeder. Fifth place, and congratulations, Maddox Tedford. And sixth place went to Brooke Jean. We'll now welcome in Class 28, pulled senior heifer calves, born October of 22.
First of all, I'd like to say it's an extreme pleasure for Amy and I to be here. We've been looking so forward to this. Here in your first class of Angus bulls, we're going to start with a bull that handles the class with ease for Amy and I. When you get him on a profile here, he gives you a great look as you put him in motion. He's sound and easy as he goes about the ring. He's soft in his pasterns. He won't disappoint you when you get out behind him. He's good down his top. He's square out his hip. Plenty of product in this bull. Puts together a lot of things really nicely. Where he gets the bull that comes in second for an Amy and I is his front end structure. He's just a little more sloped to that angle and that shoulder. He's set back in his knee a little bit. He's laid in it at the point of his shoulder and expanded in his forearm. This is an extremely heavy muscled, long-sided bull that comes in second. He gives you that great look on a profile too. He's extended up front with plenty of product in him. Just like to change him a little in that shoulder design to be able to get him ahead of the bull in front of him. Next in line is a bull that more closely follows the kind of our top two bulls from a performance standpoint, from a mass standpoint, muscle standpoint. But as you can see him here, not near as stout as the two bulls right in front of him, not as free and easy off his rear two as the bulls right in front of him. Young ladies, bull that comes in next in line, a lot of future for this young bull, for this young lady, but just giving up too much power to get him above any of the bulls in front of him today.
Well, congratulations over here in the Angus ring results of Class 1B. This will also be your first division here in our Angus Bull Show. First place in division champion will go to Silvera's Cause Turnpike, owned by Silvera Brothers and Casatorto Cattle. Second in reserve in that division will go to AML Party Line 310, exhibited by AM Livestock, Richmond, Kansas. Third place, my apologies, in that class will go to PNNY Black Ice 38, exhibited by Black Label LLC of Stillwater, Oklahoma. Fourth place, and congratulations, Elizabeth Covey of Van Buren, Arkansas. We're now going to start your next division here in our Angus Bull Show. First class in the ring will be Class 2B.
with another nice class of Hereford heifers here. And these two up front, I think, are awfully good. Just the ones that I think rise to the top in terms of their balance and their look. They got the extra bone and power I'm looking for. The heifer that wins the class is one that just transitions everywhere so smoothly. She's nice about her neck. She lays in a little neater about the point of her shoulder. And then from there back, she's just more expansive there in her heart girth, and one that I think just has such a natural underline to her. Just fits her so well. We asked the cattle to go, and she's the most comfortable in her spine and just getting out and go. That's an awfully nice heifer to go ahead and start this class. This heifer in second is much like her, honestly. She's pulled apart, and she's got some foot and bone on her. Maybe not just quite as elegant right there at the point of her shoulder and how that goes back into her heart, but still, that's an awfully nice heifer. Young man should be proud. Of the top trio, this heifer here probably just gives up and the most in terms of muscle shape, especially down there lower stifle. She maybe gets just a little more average in her bone work in comparison to them two cattle ahead of her. That ain't saying she don't have enough, because she does, and she's very elegant. She's good in her body. Maybe just gets a little thicker about her neck if we were going to change her, but that's high quality livestock going out there in third. Big boned one comes here next, maybe not blessed with as nice a hair coat as some of the others ahead of her, but if you break down just her basic build, I think this one's skeletal quality gets her up to this place in this particular class. She's square hipped and she's good enough structured. Maybe just one that you just like to just expand her there, from especially out of the top side of her skeleton in her rib cage. Much can be said about the freckle-faced heifer coming next. A little bigger outline sort of heifer, one that maybe just doesn't quite have that reach out of her rear too in comparison to some, but still just a nice enough look when the young man gets her parked. The heifer that comes next is one that just is a really efficient looking sort of mama cow, probably not quite as shapely and just quite as natural in her rib cage. She's got plenty of it. It just maybe just comes in a little square type of package, but still, that's quality livestock going out there next. The three remaining heifers are ones. I thought this heifer just had a nicer look to her from the side. She's not probably quite as pulled apart as she needs to be, but that's still quality cattle right there. And the heifer that comes next, much can be said about her too. I'd like to maybe just give her a little neater look from the side. She maybe gets a little plainer there in her chest floor, maybe like to lean her up ever so slightly up there to let her get up ahead of some of them other cattle. And the young man's doing a nice job here. One that I think has a nice future as a cow for him. Just runs out of some of the extras. Good job.
Well, congratulations in the Hereford ring. Results on Class 28. First place will go to back number 30,290. PSC Helen 2050 ET, exhibited by Miranda and Kristen Hansen. Second place will go to Braden Mims of Lorenzo, Texas, with MM Bonnie 2300 ET. Third place was exhibited by Blakely Stelzer of Oolaga, Oklahoma. Fourth place, exhibited by Luke Hamlin, Weatherford, Texas. Fifth place will go to Rolton and Riata Boysedin with PSC Breathless 2045 ET. Sixth place, exhibited by Emmeline Purcell, Oklahoma. Seventh place went to Brooke Bain, Lawton, Oklahoma. Eighth place went to Carly Leona and Elsie Manchernak. And ninth place was exhibited by Dax Perrin. Now in the ring, we'll look to see Class 29 pulled senior heifer calves born August through September of 22.
Here in this second class of Angus bulls, we're going to start off with the combination bull for Amy and I. This is a long-sided, long-fronted, good hip bull. He's sound enough as he goes about the ring. When you get out behind him, plenty power in this bull. He travels free and easy enough. He travels with some base width. He's got width down his top and out through his hip. Just puts together a lot of things very nicely for Amy and I. The bull that's going to come in second does so from the standpoint of some power when you get out behind him. Definitely base width in this bull. He's a long enough side up bull, not as long as the bull that's going to start the class. He's probably loses some balance when you get him on a profile. He's a little deeper in his chest, a little more cut in his flank, but he travels free and easy enough and gives us, again, some power when you get out behind him and view him from that three-quarter angle and when he's walking away from you. Honestly, Amy and I prefer the profile of this bull in third more than any of them. You know, this bull right here, he gives you this look when you get him on a profile, and he comes to the head of the class. When you get out behind him from traveling, this is the narrowest base bull in the class. Least amount of power in this bull as you view him from a three-quarter angle. He's just narrower in his chest. He's not as wide when you get out behind him. Not as much muscle stretch in this bull. Do like the look he gives you, but just like to power him up compared to the two bulls going to beat him. Very powerful bull comes in next with enough rib in him. He's a bull that just gets quicker in his design. He's a bull that's just out of balance to Amy and I. Gets deeper in his chest, more tied up in his flank. Would just like to pull him apart there a little bit. Really eye-appealing bull that comes next in line here. Again, really like this bull in the profile. When you get out behind him, he's a bull that's just too flat in his makeup. He's too narrow down his top. I just got to power him up to get him up any higher in the class. Gentleman's bull that comes in next in line alongside a long hip bull. But again, a bull that's giving up power to all those bulls in front of him when you get out behind him.
Well, congratulations here in Class 2B in your Angus Bull Show. First place exhibited by Chris and Sharon Sankey, Council Grove, Kansas, with Sankey's Black Chip 31111. Second place in that class went to Valley Oaks Fortune 3165, exhibited by Addison Ward, Oak Grove, Missouri. Third place went to Black Label LLC, Stillwater, Oklahoma. Fourth place went to Tucker Scott Buyer, Ringo, Wisconsin. Fifth place exhibited by Dawson Lee Del Porto of Anselmo, Nebraska. And sixth place exhibited by John Renee Hartley. We're now going to welcome in Class 3B here in your second division of Angus Bulls.
Well, another nice class and a challenging one, especially 2 through 4 here. But this one here, when she hit the ring, she's one that I think is just so fresh in her design. One that's just ultra mobile and just stays so calm, cool, and collected on the move. Just a really high quality heifer to start. The heifer in second, I think, most resembles her just in terms of her ease of movement around the ring. One that maybe just isn't quite as neat up there in her front 1/3, but that's not taken away from her because she's awfully, awfully nice. She's the one that I think of the 4 cattle that come next, that was the most mobile and the most elegant and arrogant on her move. Just put so much nice things together there. Nice heifer to go out in second. The heifer that comes third just wants to get a little pushed outside of her skeleton when she goes, and I think that just hurts her here just a little bit. She gets a little flatter sided of the top trio of cattle. I'd like to maybe just expand her out of the top side of her skeleton and her rib shape, but still high quality livestock. A little bit of bigger framed heifer comes out here next. She kind of wants to just push up in her spine when she goes on the move, maybe just runs a little parallel in her underline, but still she'll give you a neat enough look when the young man gets her parked. He does a nice job showing her. Heifer that comes next, just kind of a little more basic in her overall build, one that you maybe just don't want to change something major about her, just maybe doesn't come with some of the extras in terms of look and balance, but still I think quality livestock right there. A little bigger framed heifer here that I do like and I gravitate towards her. That one's body is huge, but when we get in behind the cattle, she just gets a little disappointed for me. Heifer that comes next, you know, this heifer's got some big feet and some big bones. She gets a little plainer about her head and neck for me. One that just like to just kind of smooth her up and give her a little more maternal look in her front 1/3. Heifer that comes next, here's one that on the stand you gotta like because she's big backed and got some power in her. For me, I just need her to be more comfortable out of her front end of her skeleton. And the heifer that rounds out the class just gives up too much in terms of body for me today, but still one that you got to appreciate the length and levelness of a hip. Congratulations to all them exhibitors.
Here on the Angus side, the bull we're going to start with handles the class with ease for Amy and I. When you get him on a profile here, he gives you that great balanced and square look. He's extended enough through his front end, has a tremendous shape and dimension to the center of that rib. He travels free and easy enough. He's soft enough on that hind leg and in those rear pasterns. He has enough power when you get out behind him. A nice class winner. The heifer that comes in second, again, handily did that for Amy and I within this class. Long-sided bull, long and strong and square out his hip. Plenty of muscle in this bull. Not quite as deep and dimensional in the center of his rib as the bull that's going to lead the class, but he definitely has enough rib in him. He's a bull that travels free and easy enough, but not with the ease of the bull that's going to win the class, so that's what separates those two. Bull comes in third was just a logical place for Amy and I from a muscle standpoint and some balance, but when you get him in motion, he gets up in his top and down in his hip here. You'd like to see him reach and stride just a little better off both ends to get him any higher today. The young lady's bull that comes in next, when this young lady gets the bull parked, very balanced and gives you a really good look, enough bone and muscle on this bull, but he's a bull when you get him in motion. He doesn't flex that rear hock as free and easy. He's not as soft in his pastern. I'd like to see more flexible there, and I'd like to see more flexible in his front knee as he goes about the ring. Gentleman's bull that comes in next in line is giving up too much power to any of the bulls in front of him, and then like to make him more athletic off both ends.
Well, congratulations back in the Hereford ring. Results of Class 29 before the division. First place exhibited by Kara Cummins, Hollis, Oklahoma, with EXR Valedictorian 2325 ET. Second place exhibited by Lauren Brady and Nicholas Jones, Darlington, Wisconsin. Third place went to Hallie and Reese Barron of Talala, Oklahoma. Fourth place exhibited by Creighton Carpenter, Leedy, Oklahoma. Fifth place went to Breyer and Emerson Fleischer. Sixth place was exhibited by Landry Allen, Nacona, Texas. Seventh place went to Leona Carley and Elise Mantronak. Eighth place was exhibited by Lauren and McKenna Gatz. Ninth place went to Carly, Katie, and Clayton Musser. Down the ring are all of our first and seconds. Our judge was selected champion reserve here in your senior heifer calf division. Back over in the Angus bull ring, results out of class 3B. First place and congratulations went to Ella Coulter of Wentzville, Missouri with Coulter FCF, all due respect. Second place exhibited by Evan Henning, Clinton, Wisconsin. Third place was exhibited by Emily Grace Manning, New Albany, Mississippi. Fourth place went to Keegan Caroline Mather of State Center, Iowa. Fifth place, and congratulations there in 3B of your Angus Bull Show, Leighton Jane Strait, Fairmont, Oklahoma. Now in the rings, class 4B, your final class in this division.
Well, if you would, put your hands together for our Hereford Junior exhibitors on this side. They just keep coming all day, just quality runs deep in this particular division. There's some heifers out here that obviously got a really bright future and got a big show career ahead of them still. I like a couple of them really awfully well. I'll go show you the two I like, but what an impressive division. Congratulations to all these junior exhibitors.
Well, congratulations, your division champion coming out of class 27. That's Ella Brooks of Provincetown, Illinois with Hawk Mona 2208 ET. And congratulations, reserve of that division coming out of class 28. That's back number 30,290 PSC Helen 2050 ET, exhibited by Miranda and Kristen Hansen. Congratulations to those exhibitors. We'll now welcome in class 30 here in your junior Hereford ring. These are polled late summer yearling females, born June through July of 2022.
Another nice class here, and the heifer that wins this one does so for me pretty handily. Just one that just balances so nice and neat. She's so fresh in her design. Her main advantage to me is when you get in behind the cattle, especially in second here, she's just so true in her skeleton, her pin width, one that just fits together very, very nice. The heifer in second, I love the rib and the extra body she brings to the table. She gets a little disappointing when you just get in right behind her. I'd like to maybe just blow her apart ever so slightly, but hey, that one's awesome body, one that I think will go out and generate as long as we can put just a little more power into this one. Young man does a real nice job getting that one stuck. The heifer that comes third, just runs out of a little bit of body shape for me compared to the two cattle above her. She just maybe not quite as wowy and just as coordinated when we ask the cattle to go. She kind of just wants to get a little plainer everywhere. But that's still a long-bodied, good hip sort of heifer that I think's got some quality. Heifer comes next is one that I think I'd like to change her in her knee, and that's where I'd dang sure like to change her. She gets a little forward there and just doesn't want to reach out of her front end like I'd like, but still, when she gets her parked, there's still some quality standing right in front of me. Big bodied and got some power, just need her to go a little better. And the heifer that rounds out just kind of runs out of some body shape and just some pin width, but still just a productive looking sort of cow for this young man. Congratulations to all them exhibitors.
Well, congratulations in Class 30 here in Hereford Ring. First place exhibited by Madeline and Sailor Norvell, Tuttle, Oklahoma, with NCC Addison 2043 ET. Second place will go to Landry Allen, Nacona, Texas. Third place went to Kara and Crew Cummings, Hollis, Oklahoma. Fourth place exhibited by Bailey and Shelby Pearl. Fifth place in that class will go to John Robert Dower. Now in the rings, Class 31. These are pulled early summer yearling females born May of 2022.
Okay, here in the Angus ring, and I'll be honest with you guys, if you guys think I'm going slow, I know I have time today, so I'm not going to be in a hurry. You know, there's a lot of give and take in this ring for Amy and I. Like a lot of the bulls in this ring, for Amy and I, probably not an ideal individual in this ring, but a lot of good in these bulls. We're going to start the class today with the soundest bull of all the bulls out here. Gives you a good enough look from a profile. He's a larger frame kind of bull for his age. His weight per age, all good. When you get out behind him, is he as powerful as the next two bulls in the lineup? No, he's not. But when you put him in motion, Amy and I both agree, he shows the structural integrity, the structural correctness that we're going to look for. He's deep enough sided, he's long enough, he's square enough made. From a 3/4 angle, do I wish there was more shape and dimension down the top and out through the hip and stifle this bull? Yes, I do, but this is a very sound, structurally correct individual. The young lady's bull that was a class winner for a while. Love the balance of this bull. Love the shape and dimension down the top, the muscle in the hip and stifle of this bull, the stoutness of bone. Gives you a great look when she gets him set up on a profile here. When you put him in motion, he handles his hind leg very well. But the front end is where he gives me issues. He's too straight at the angle of his shoulder. He's a little steeper in his knee. He just needs to reach better off that end to move him any higher. Gentleman's bull that comes in third, actually, from a body type standpoint, when he's standing still in a muscle standpoint, and the composition of him put together is ideal for Amy and I. He really is. He's good down his top, plenty of muscle out his top and through his hip. When we put him in motion, he needs to be freer and easier off both ends for Amy and I to get him any higher today. Young man's bull that comes in next in line, really extended out his front end. He's very long-sided. He's really good hipped, a lot of shape and dimension to the center of the rib on this bull. But he's a bull for Amy and I. He gets a little more frailer in his makeup as you view him from a profile here. And again, would like to see him reach a little better off both ends to get him any higher. Gentleman's bull that comes in next in line. A lot of performance and power in this bull, enough rib shape and dimension. Too straight off his front end, a little sloppier in his makeup. I'd like to clean him up in his chest and his sheath a little bit. Gentleman's bull that comes in next in line, a lot of balance, a good eye appeal from the profile hair of this bull. But again, when we put him in motion, he needs to be softer at the ground as he goes about the ring. Gentleman's bull that comes in next in line, not near the power and look of the bulls in front of him. He's a bull that's got some product in him when you get behind him, but he just gets plainer in his makeup.
Really nice set of heifers here, and these two that rise to the top I think are the highest quality. They're not exactly the same. I'll be the first to admit I'd like to tame this one's birth weight down on paper, but after that one is just so maternal in her overall look. I like her better there from hooks to pin. She's a longer hip sort of heifer. I think that muscle just slays on her just ever so slightly better. That one there is just one that can get out and motor and go with any of them. Just a really nice place to start. The heifer in second, like I said, she just gets a little shorter hip for me and just maybe a little bunched up back there. They did a whale of a job keeping this one fresh. She's good in her body. She's good in her underline. Just one that I'd like to maybe just change there in her hip structure ever so slightly. Just wants to get a little plainer about that out of her hip right there. The heifer that comes third is one that's probably out of the remaining trio, just has the most doability for me. She's a little bigger frame sort of heifer, but still I think with that frame she carries enough body shape. One that I think's mobile, just maybe comes with a little more chest and maybe like to tuck that up into her. Bigger framed heifer that comes next, she'll give you a wild look, but maybe just runs out of some bone and some foot underneath her, maybe like to just lay her back at the point of her shoulder. And the young lady's heifer that rounds out just gets a little more basic everywhere in her overall build, maybe like to lean that one up, but still a productive looking Hereford heifer.
Well, congratulations back over the Angus Bull Ring results out of Class 4B, your final class in our second division. First place went to WB Kilo 301, exhibited by Ward Brothers Livestock, Plattsburgh, Missouri. Second place in that class went to Henning New Heights 3001, exhibited by Evan Henning, Clinton, Wisconsin. Third place in congratulations to Express Angus Ranches, Yukon, Oklahoma, with EXAR Poker Chip 3671B. Fourth place in that class will go to Cal Allen Jensen of Plainfield, Iowa. Fifth place was exhibited by Cunningham Ranch, Amber, Oklahoma. Sixth place went to Enright Farms, Rideau Angus, and Myhoko Farms. Seventh place, and congratulations to Baylor Reiterman. Now in the ring are your first and seconds, and our judges are going to select their grand reserve here in this division. Back over to the Hereford ring. Results out of that final class before your intermediate yearling division. First place exhibited by Lane and Logan County of New Windsor, Maryland. Second place went to Finley and Hudson Myers of Edmond, Oklahoma. Third place went to Jens Lynn Rushford, Minnesota. Fourth place exhibited by Peyton Hartle of Arbuckle, California. And fifth place was exhibited by Lauren and McKenna Gatz, Fairview, Kansas.
Okay, here in the second division of the Angus Bull Show, a really nice set of bulls, but me and Amy will be the first one to admit that just probably not a lot of bulls that matched up. I like for things to be a lot closer for type and kind, but within the classes, that was impossible. We tried to find the individuals in each class that did the things Amy and I were looking for to the best of their abilities. I think these three class winners represent a lot of good the whole way through. The class winner that won the first class, Amy and I thought handled that class pretty easily from a standpoint of some balance, some muscles, some rib shape, enough soundness as he goes about the ring. He gives you a good look here when this young man gets him set up. He's the bull to Amy and I. Maybe gets a tick straighter fronted and bolder in his shoulder, a little more restricted in his heart right behind his shoulder, but a balanced, very complete individual. The bull that won the second class gives you this great look from a profile. He's just very appealing. He's really extended up front. He's the bull in this division that's the best laid in his shoulder, the most expanded in his heart, with the most power behind when you view him down his top and hip and out through his stifle. A lot of balance, a very complete bull that wins the second class. The bull that won the third class and we moved up is a bull that gives you a good look from a profile, maybe a little wastier in his sheath than the two class winners right in front of him, but not an issue. Plenty of bone in this bull. He's got plenty of rib shape. He traveled the free and easiest in that class. When you get out behind him, he'll bull that's a little flatter in his makeup. He's a little flatter in his stifle. He's a bull that probably in his wide base is the two bulls in front of him. But from a structure standpoint, really like the way the bull is made and the way he travels around the ring. Amy and I actually have a bull out here that, for us, handled this division what we consider for us easier. We'll get him. Reserve became more of a contest for Amy and I to work through some things in our head. After she picks the division winner and we let the second in class get out here, we'll take another look and get your reserve. Thank you.
Congratulations over here in the Angus ring. Real quick, your division champion will go to Ella Coulter of Wentzville, Missouri.
Well, another nice division here on our Hereford side, and 4 quality cattle out in this particular drive. I like things about all of them. I think there's a pair of them that kind of just go together for me, just in terms of type and kind. I'll go show you the 2 I like, but let's go ahead and give a nice round of applause to this particular division.
And congratulations back in the Angus ring, your reserve in that division coming out of Class 4B. That's WB Kilo 301, exhibited by Ward Brothers Livestock. We're now going to look to see Class 5B. This will be your next division here in the Angus Bull Show. Well, congratulations in your intermediate yearling division. Champion exhibited by Lane and Logan County of New Windsor, Maryland, with Dunk FTZS Princess 226K. And second place in that class will be your reserve in the division, exhibited by Finley and Hudson Myers of Edmond, Oklahoma, with HJM Scarlet K04ET. We're now going to welcome in Class 32. These are Polled Spring yearling females, born April of 22.
Here in the intermediate division in the Angus show, a lot of give and take here. We're going to start with a balanced individual with enough product. When you get out behind him, he's square down his hip, he's strong down his top. He travels free and easy enough within this class. A bull for Amy and I actually that's straighter fronted than we would like to see. But I guess from a composition standpoint, when you get out from behind him, he's more expanded in that heart. He's smoother in the blade of that shoulder with enough product in him. The bull that comes in next, I like the balance in this bull. He's good as far as being deep in the center of that rib cage. He's long down his top. Again, square out his hip with plenty of product. Again, we just need to set him back in the slope of that shoulder, set him back in that knee, just get him sounder off that front end to get him any higher today. The bull comes in next in line, a smooth-made bull, no hair on this bull, a bull that gets out of balance. He's a little deeper chested and higher pitched in his flank. As you view him here from a profile, he's rounder in his hip when you get out behind him compared to the two bulls in front of him, and again, would probably like to make him a little sounder off his front end.
Well, congratulations over here in the Angus ring. Results out of Class 5B in your division. Your champion will go to Destiny's Back in Black 320, exhibited by Morgan Hutchins and Sawyer Eastridge. Second place and congratulations goes to Cody Robert York of Palestine, Illinois. Third place was exhibited by Chase Thummel. Now in the rings, Class 6B here in the next division.
Here in the intermediate division, first class here, we're going to start with the bull that handles the class freeze with Amy and I. From a balance standpoint, plenty of product in this bull. He's smooth made, he's long down his top. He's a bull for Amy and I. He just overpowers the bull from behind him when you're standing out at a three-quarter angle. Enough bone under this bull with good foot size, good testicle size. When we put him in motion, well, we'd like to see him just reach a little better and be a little softer and easier off that front end. Yeah, but within this class, he handles it with ease. The young lady's bull that comes in next in line, balanced here from a profile, but from a standpoint of having a capacity compared to the bull in front of him, just too flat in his rib, too shallow in the center of that rib. He carries that shallowness back into that rear flank. When you get out behind him, just needs to be more muscle and more power in this bull.
Well, congratulations in Class 6B. First place will go to Destiny's Prime 325, exhibited by Morgan Lee Hutchins of Charleston, Illinois. Second place in that class went to MCC Pendleton 022, exhibited by Taylor Martin of Delhart, Texas. Down the ring will be Class 7B here in your division.
Here in the class of May Angus bulls, really nice individual to start off the class with. Honestly, the smallest bull out here, but still plenty of bull for a May bull, so no concerns for Amy and I. We just like the makeup of this bull, love the look he gives you here. Has a really good Angus bull look to him, which is something that's important to Amy and I. He's really good in the blade of his shoulder. There's plenty of shape and dimension to his rib. When you get out behind him, there's plenty of muscle. He's soft and easy as he travels around the ground. Nice individual start the class off with. Really like the bull that comes in second to him too. Little more bull here when you look at the weights and the weight per day of age, but not too much by any means. Alongside a bull, he's a bull that's square enough out his hip. He's a bull that's maybe a little more set to his hind leg, not the balance when you get him on the profile of the bull that wins the class. It's maybe just a little more chest and a little higher flanked, but it's still a bull that puts together a lot of power and soundness. A really nice individual come in second. Really a nice individual that comes in third. He just got in class with a couple pretty good bulls. He's a bull, again, when you get him on the profile, gives you a good enough look. He is deeper in his chest and a little higher in his flank as the two bulls in front of him. When you get him in motion, he maybe just gets a little rigid in his spine, breaks in front of his tail head right there. Just doesn't travel quite as free and easy as the two bulls in front of him today, but a good set of three bulls with a nice class winner.
Well, congratulations in the Angus ring. Results on Class 7B. First place was exhibited by Ty Cullum of Perkins, Oklahoma with C4 Wrangler 115K. Second place exhibited by Jillian Moffitt of Colfax, Iowa. And third place was exhibited by Holly Rose Marsh. We're not going to bring the first and seconds in, and Bruce and Amy Sturtzbach will be selecting their champion reserve here in this division.
What a nice lineup here. Top four of these cattle are awfully good, and even down the line, there's quality that runs deep. I like cattle when set into motion, they get better, and this one does it. She's so good at the surface. She's awesome in her bone work and her footwork. I love her presentation just in terms of her freshness and just such a natural rib shape to her. She's square built, one that hits me pretty hard, really awfully a nice heifer. The heifer that comes next is one I gravitate towards because she's really arrogant and up-headed on the move. I just wish the correlation of her muscle with her movement would just be a little better. She wants to just come up a little short, maybe just doesn't quite reach like I'd like. And with that, if she had a little more muscle in her, I think that would be maybe more acceptable. I'd just like to change that about her. The presentation on this one's spot on, so fresh, so good in her lines. Just like to tweak that about her in an awfully tough class. The heifer that comes next, the longer she was out here, just one that kind of wants to just labor out of her rear too. She just probably doesn't just use her hock quite as free and easy as I'd like. She kind of wants to just hammer it down just a little. And I know these are big breds and they've been on concrete. Just like to change that about her. That's an awfully nice heifer going out in third. Of the top four heifers, I thought this one just probably gave up too much in terms of bone work. Probably just not quite as expressive out of the top side of her skeleton. Heifer that comes next, same can be said about her. Her balance in her underline is where I'd like to maybe just change her. She's probably just not quite as sweet about her underline there. The heifer that comes next here is one that, is long and level in her spine, just gets a little push forward in her shoulder, maybe just doesn't quite stay quite so hooked up good enough right there. The three heifers that remain just kind of ran into a tough class. There was good stuff all the way through, but congratulations to a great set of cattle.
Here in the intermediate division, nice set of bulls out here, two nice class winners. The bull that won the first class, I thought did handily, very balanced when you get him in a profile. Plenty of shape and dimension, length of side, squareness of hip. He's a bull for Amy and I that probably gets a little straight in that front shoulder as we view him going around the ring here. We'd like to set him back at his knee just a tad bit, but a very nice individual. The bull that won the second class, just so striking, gives you that really good Angus bull look when you get him on a profile here. He's extremely sound as he goes about the ring. Great shape and dimension to that rib. Just really like him down his top and out his hip. Puts together a lot of nice things for Amy and I. Really nice bull in second in class to the bull that won this last class too. A bull is very sound as he goes about the ring with plenty of product in him. Amy will go out here and get your division winner in reserve. Thank you.
Well, congratulations over here in the Angus Bull Ring. Your champion coming out of Class 7B here for this division. That's C4 Wrangler, 115K, exhibited by Ty Column, Perkins, Oklahoma. And congratulations, reserve in that division coming out of the same class. Congratulations, Jillian Moffitt, Colfax, Iowa, with Moffitt FMJ06. Congratulations to those Angus Bull exhibitors. We'll now look to bring in Class 8B here in the Angus Ring. Back to the Hereford Ring, results out of Class 32. First place, bred known by Maddie Jenkins, Athens, Texas, with HAWKLD Monique. 413 KET. Second place was exhibited by Ella Weldon, Piedmont, Oklahoma, with GCCML Cruella 800 KET. Third place went to Olivia Neal of Osgood, Indiana. Third place, bred owned by Grady Cole Creamer, Waxahachie, Texas. Fifth place, exhibited by Dustin Denton of Blue Rapids, Kansas. Sixth place went to Karen Crew Cummins, Hollis, Oklahoma. Seventh place, Carly Leona and Elise Mantronac. Eighth place was exhibited by Maddie Smith of Athens, Texas. And ninth place in that class, and congratulations to Brooke Jean. Now in the ring is class 33. These are Polled Spring yearling females, born March of 22.
Here in this class of Angus, this April class of Angus bulls, easy class winner for Amy and I. Just the overall presence of this bull, the look he gives you from a profile, how good he is down his top and out through his hip, the bone size and foot size, the way he travels free and easy with a lot of balance when you get him on the profile here. He's a bull with a lot of shape and dimension. He's flat in the blade of his shoulder. He's a bull that puts together things really nicely, and a lot of things Amy and I are looking for. The bull that comes in second logically does for Amy and I here from a muscle standpoint as you view him down his top and from behind. A lot of turn to the top in this bull, a lot of shape and dimension in the center of the quarter of that bull. He's a bull that has enough rib shape in him, but as you get him on a profile compared to our class winner here, loses the balance battle as he gets deeper in his chest, more thrown up in his rear flank, but he travels free and easy enough. Logically second bull here. Bull that comes in third, again, gives you a balanced enough look from a profile, good down his top, square out his hip. Bull that it's a little deeper in his chest as you view him in a profile, but the real issue is when you get him in motion, he just needs to be freer and easier off both ends to get him any higher.
Well, another nice class here, and maybe a little more challenging just because I think all five heifers offer some good. The one I land on is the one I think that just is so massive everywhere, and couples that with just enough good inner structure. I'm not going to call her a hunter on her structure, but man, that one's so good in her center body. It's flexible enough. Her angles read right. That one's got the advantage just in terms of shape for sure, and muscle when you get up on her. Fresh enough in her front 1/3. Really a nice heifer to start. From there back, this second heifer is one that I really appreciate. Her length of body, her depth of body as well. You get a little disappointed when you get in behind her, probably just not quite as true and square there in her pin setting, but one, I think that's just awfully nice from the side. The heifer that comes in third, I wish this one could just get out and reach a little bit better. She gets a little rigid off both ends of her skeleton. I'd just like her to set that back foot down just a little bit easier and more mobile when she gets on the go. The heifer that comes next is one that's real productive looking, just gives up too much in terms of muscle for me, maybe just a little bit of bone work underneath her as well. And the heifer that rounds out the class, one that's powerful and stout, just as gets plenty course there in her front 1/3. Nice set of heifers. Congratulations to those junior exhibitors.
Well, congratulations back in the Angus ring. Results out of Class 8B. First place went to RGCC, making headlines 452, exhibited by Sophia Caroline Royer of New Richmond, Indiana. Second place in that class, exhibited by Haley Grace Walker of Potts Camp, Mississippi. And third place went to Rylan Fleenor of El Reno, Oklahoma. Now in the rings, Class 9B here in your junior yearling division. Back over in the Hereford ring, results out of Class 33. Those are pulled spring yearling females born March of 22. First place exhibited by Quentin and Andrew Ray of Brooksville, Kentucky with WSCC VH Breathless 13 KET. Second place was exhibited by Ella Elizabeth Deford of Jarrettsville, Maryland with GGSC Carter 56 KET. Third place in that class will go to Ainsley Williams of Van Alstyne, Texas. Fourth place went to Jordan Mitchum of Vail, North Carolina. And fifth place exhibited by Maddie Smith, Athens, Texas. Now in the ring, Class 34. These are pulled spring yearling females born the beginning of March 2022. Well, for those of you just joining us here in the Jim Norick Arena, currently in Ring 1, we have your final class here in our Cold Spring Yearling Female Division for your Junior Hereford Show. Over in Ring 2, we currently have your final class in our Junior Yearling Division for Angus Bull Show.
Here in the Angus Bull Show, we're going to leave these two bulls on top just like they are. And honestly, these two gentlemen brought us a really good pair of bulls. There's big differences in the bulls, so it depends on where you want to put things. The bull up front's just a lot more bull for Amy and I. There's more rib shape and dimension. There's more muscle shape and dimension. There's really good bone and foot under this bull. When this gentleman gets him put together here in a profile, he gives you that really good Angus bull look. He's very complete. He travels sound and easy. I will be the first person to admit that his left rear hocks just a little larger than the right, but the way he handles it when he moves, and that's okay. And sometimes, if years in the business, you see that at a bull at a different point. But from there back, there's just more bull here right now for Amy and I. He's just a little more manly. And for Amy and I, when we get to this stage in the game, we prefer that in the bulls. The bull that comes in second is going to withstand a lot of competition as we get back out here. He's long-sided and square-hipped. He's good down his top. There's not as much bull here from a rib shape, but dimension stage, not enough as much muscle down his top and out his hip. But for Amy and I, when we get him in motion and we get out behind him, we'd like to see him flex off these rear two legs better today to get him any higher in the class. Not that it's a big issue, but I'm just comparing the two bulls. The bull that wins the class is just more flexible there. The bull that comes off next in class, a lot of rib shape and dimension, enough muscle in this bull. He's free and easy enough. But as you view him from a profile here, he just starts losing some of that eye appeal as you get him on a profile. He's a bull when he travels, just gets his hind legs up underneath him a little bit. The next bull in line, a large frame bull with some bone under him, but a bull that just lacks that muscle shape and rib shape we're looking for today.
Well, another nice class over here on our Hereford side. That's one that wins, I think does so right away. One that's just so neat about her head and necks. One that's so fresh and so mobile. One that I just love their center rib for one that's that lean. You get in behind her and she's got plenty of shape and muscle for me. Just a really high quality female to start. Second and third, kind of different type and kind. This one's just so dense and so massive everywhere. With that, I realize she comes with a little more chest, a little thicker about her crest and her neck. But hey, that one's put together pretty darn good for a big heifer of this sort of age. Very mobile when we ask the cattle to go. Heifer that comes next, young lady's trying out here and doing a whale of a job showing. This one probably just runs a little parallel in her body compared to the two cattle above her. I'm not saying she's lacking rib, just in comparison to those cattle, maybe just not quite that center sweet sweep that she could calve in comparison to those two. Heifer that comes next is one that just gets a little flat for me. She gets a little frailer at the surface. If I could just pull her apart, she's got an awesome look from the side. Just like to put more of it into her. The heifer that comes next here is one that I think, as you evaluate her, she's one that when she's parked, I like that heifer. When she gets on the go, she kind of wants to get down in her front end. She doesn't probably quite just hold as much muscle in when you watch the cattle go. I wish that one was just blowed apart there when you watch the cattle go away from you. Young man's heifer that comes next, they presented him nice. And this heifer's fresh, and she gives up plenty of weight, so where's the balance between fresh and just probably not mature enough? That one's got a nice enough look, just need more of her, total of her. Heifer comes next here is one that I think you got to appreciate the body she has. She gets a little coarser everywhere, maybe just doesn't quite have that extra look that I'm hunting, but still, that's quality livestock. And the young lady's heifer that rounds out, here's one that I think long and level in her design, just need to just soften her up everywhere to run any higher. Congratulations to all them juniors.
Well, congratulations. Back over in the Angus ring, results out of Class 9B. First place exhibited by Houston Faree, Sullivan, Indiana, with Faree Fitz Black Label 2229. Second place was exhibited by Jeff Fruling and Austin Nowatsky. Third place and congratulations went to Chris and Sharon Sankey in Twin Falls Angus. Fourth place exhibited by Lonnie Harris and Lazy JB Angus. Now in the ring, our judges are selecting their champion reserve here in our second to last division. Back in the Hereford ring, results out of Class 34 before the division. First place exhibited by Ella Weldon, Piedmont, Oklahoma, with BKCMCC Kalamazoo 245 KET. Second place exhibited by JW Teets, Lost River, West Virginia. Third place in that class went to Miss Adeline Grace Blankenship, West Burlington, New York. Fourth place was exhibited by Kaya Rhodes, Ada, Oklahoma. Fifth place went to Aiden and Atlee Kleinman. Sixth place exhibited by Holden Roeder. Seventh place in that class went to Emma Pitstick, and eighth place to Natalie Pitstick. We'll now bring the first and seconds in. Our judge will be selecting his champion reserve, polled spring yearling females.
Here in the Angus Junior Yearling Division, really a good set of 4 bulls out here. The bull that won the first class gives you a really good look here in the profile. Good bone and foot under this bull, extremely long-sided. He's good out at his hip. Gives you a really appealing look as this young lady gets him put together. As he travels freer and easy as he goes about the ring here. He's a bull that probably gets just a tick flatter muscled when you get out behind him. He loses some of the shape as you get down into his stifle and base width as a couple of the other bulls out here for the division. The bull that won the second class just has a really good look here when you get him on a profile. So smooth made as you view him here. Doesn't have a lot of hair to do that. It's just him. He's really good in the center of that rib cage, and the way he carries that depth into that forerib and into that rear flank. He's a bull that's got plenty of muscle and shape. He won the class to Amy and I as they traveled around the ring. We thought he was just a little freer and easier than the bull that was second. Not the bull that was second in class to him is not free and easy enough. But the bull that was second into him loved the bounce and the good look he gives you on a profile. He's a bull that's really square out at his hip. He just doesn't have that extra shape and dimension and power from that 3/4 angle as the class winner, but it was a really good class. Amy, you'll go out here and get your division winner in reserve. Thank you.
Well, congratulations, champion. We'll go to Faree Fitz, Black Label 2229, exhibited by Houston Faree, Sullivan, Indiana.
Well, if you would, put your hands together for these Hereford exhibitors. We all know how hard it is to keep these breds in this sort of rig, and we get them back out here. And boy, I'm happy with the lineup. 6 high-quality cattle in this particular division. There was one that hit me hard from the start, and for reserve, I think it's a logical place to go. But still, wow, what a lineup. Congratulations to all these breeders and junior exhibitors.
Well, congratulations in the Hereford ring. Your champion pulled spring yearling female coming out of class 32. That goes to Maddie Jenkins, Athens, Texas, with HAW KLD Monique 413 KET. Back over in the Angus ring, results of the reserve champion in that last division. Congrats to Jeff Rudling and Austin Nowatzki with BNWZ Paisley 2143. Now in the ring will be Class 10B here in your final division of our Angus Bull Show. And congratulations, reserve champion, pulled spring yearling female coming out of the same class, Ella Weldon, Piedmont, Oklahoma, with GCC ML Cruella 800 KET. Congratulations to those exhibitors. We'll now look to get started with your final division here in our Polled Hereford Female Show. This will be Class 35, Polled Junior Yearlings. A correction by the announcer. Reserve champion in that division, still Ella Weldon, but that was BKCM CC Kalamazoo 245 KET, bred by Buck Cattle Company. Again, we're going to bring in your final division here in our Pulled Hereford show. This will be Class 35, Pulled Junior Yearling Females, born February of 22.
Here in the Angus ring, just a very complete individual is going to lead off this class. The soundest bull in the class for Amy and I when you get her motion. I will admit, a bull that's probably pushing a little extra condition compared to the other two bulls, but it's not overwhelming. And this bull, from a structure standpoint, the way the slope is to his shoulder and the way he sets back in his knee really pleases Amy and I. And as you put him in motion, he's the soundest bull going about the ring. When you get out on a 3/4 angle, has that rib turn that Amy and I really like, and some shape and dimension to his muscle and some balance. Nice class winner. A nice bull in second here that Amy and I did consider very balanced in the shape and dimension of that rib, the way he carries it forward into that fore rib and the way he carries it back into his rear flank. As we get him in motion, we think a bull that's just a little straighter in the angle of his shoulder, a little straighter his knee, just doesn't travel as free and easy as our class winner. Bull comes in third in class as a bull that's got some rib shape and dimension. He's flattened up his shoulder blade. But as you see him in motion here, he just has to be better off both ends to get him any higher.
Another nice class here, and the young man in the cowboy hat been bringing nice stuff all day, showing the wheels off him. I think this heifer just needs to win the class, just in terms of her balance and her overall body and shape. One that I think's mobile and athletic when we ask the cattle to go. She has some advantages on the paper as well, and I like her on the foot. She'll be your class winner. The heifer in second here is one that's probably a little bigger frame sort of female in comparison to the class winner. Probably one that just gives up a little of them extras just in terms of bone and foot. Maybe just like to blow her apart there in her center body. But two nice heifers. Congratulations to these men.
Well, congratulations back over in the Angus ring. Results out of Class 10B. First place exhibited by Elsie Rogers of Wilton, Iowa, and Clem Cattle Company of Iowa City, Iowa, with Hearts Avenger 058685. Second place in that class was exhibited by Roeder Family Farms of Stewartville, Minnesota, and Cal Allen Jensen, Plainfield, Iowa. Third place exhibited by Charles Parr, Mason City, Illinois.
Just a single entry here in your Angus Bull Show, but a bull that can withstand some competition. Really good bone work and foot size under this bull with a tremendous rib cage in him. He's laid in at the point of that shoulder with enough product. He traveled around the ring free and easy enough. It'll be interesting to see him back out here for the division.
And congratulations back in the Angus ring. Results of Class 11B. First place went to Silvera's Heritage 1028, exhibited by Silvera Brothers of Firebaugh, California. Now in the ring will be your final class of Angus bulls. Will be Class 12B. Back to the Hereford ring. Results of Class 35. First place exhibited by Gobley and Coven Lewis, Ryan, Oklahoma, with PSC SCC Rose 2006 ET. In second place, and congratulations went to John Vella of Clinton, Oklahoma. Now in ring one's Class 36. These are polled junior yearling females born January of 22. This will be the final class in this division and the final class here of our junior polled Hereford show.
Just a single entry here again in your Angus show. Really a long-sided bull when you get him a profile. Gentleman gets it put together here. Really has a great balanced look. He's laid in well at the point of the shoulder. Enough product in this bull as you view him down his top and out his hip. Good testicle size. It'll be interesting to see him out here with the other class winners.
Well, congratulations back in the Angus ring. Results of Class 12B. First place went to ACC Drago, exhibited by Doug Satry and Alley Cattle Company. We're going to bring those first and seconds in. Our judges will select their champion reserve here in your final division.
Nice way to end the day. Young lady brings us a real fresh, good mobile, athletic sort of heifer that I think just needs to win the class. She's so elegant on the move. She's one that I think is good in her joints and good in her bone work. One that just logically for me needs to win this class. Heifer in second, you know, she's longer bodied. She's probably a little stouter even in her hip and her pin width up there. With all that, she just gets plenty rigid off all four. One I just need to be freed up in her movement to move up any higher. But nice pair of heifers.
Well, congratulations, Class 36 in the Hereford ring. First place exhibited by Boann Graves with STAG Pearl K 9KET, and second place, and congratulations to Taylor Mars of Macomb, Oklahoma with MFTM Darling Clementine 2204ET. We'll now bring the first and second in select champion reserve here in your final division.
What a
out
nice
here for senior champion Angus bull. A good lineup, not a lot of numbers within this division, but I think we got a high quality set of bulls out here. The bull that won the first class, which was the only not an individual class, we liked him in class. We thought he was pushing a little extra condition, but from a muscle standpoint and a rib cage standpoint, and the biggest thing, the way he traveled the ring versus the bull that was in second, let him be the class winner. He's longer sided with enough muscle in him. As you compare him to the two bulls behind him, not near as much shape and dimension in the rear third of that rib cage. Maybe not a bull that's quite as stout built as the two bulls behind him. The bull that won the first individual class, tremendous rib shape and dimension in the center of this rib cage on this bull. It's as a big bull goes, it's something that it's very impressive. Big testicles, enough muscle in this bull. He's a bull that probably when you get him on the profile gets a little heavier in that chest and a little more cut up into that forerib. As you view him going away from, he tends to get outside of himself just a little bit. As you view him on a profile, he travels just as free and easy as you can for a bull of this size and this age. The bull that won the last class, when this gentleman gets this bull put together here in a profile, he gives you that look Amy and I are looking for. We love how he puts his feet on the ground. We love the length of side. He's very balanced as you get him out here. He's a bull with plenty of muscle from behind, good testicle size. He travels free and easy. I will admit, when he gets in motion, he's probably just a little higher at his shoulder than he is at his hip, and I probably prefer it the other way, but this bull's got a lot of good things about him, and when he travels, he just puts his feet down really good, and he's free and easy. I think it's a good set of bulls. Amy and I know where we're going to go for the division winner in reserve, and she'll grab them for you now.
Well, congratulations in the Angus ring. Your champion in our final division, exhibited by Doug Satry and Alley Cattle Company. And reserve in that division went to Silveris Brothers of Firebaugh, California, with Silveris Heritage 1028.
What a nice way to end the day here with this division. If you would, put your hands together for all these exhibitors. They brought us a nice set. I think there's one that just hits me the hardest in this particular division. We'll get a look at her and then get you a reserve. But hats off to the breeders and the junior exhibitors.
Well, congratulations. Your champion bull junior yearling female goes to Boanne Graves with STAG Pearl 9KET. And congratulations, reserve champion that division. Coming out of class 35, that'll be Cobley and Coven Lewis of Ryan, Oklahoma. Well, at this time in Ring 1 and Ring 2, we're going to bring in all your division champion reserves. Over here in Ring 1, your Junior Polled Hereford Show. In Ring 2, we have our Angus Bull Show. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in the Jim Norick Arena, while they're parading into the ring, let's put our hands together and congratulate all of our Angus Bull exhibitors here at the Cattlemen's Congress. And I know we've sure enjoyed them, so if you enjoyed the job Bruce and Amy Surtzbach did, let's put your hands together and thank them for joining us here in Oklahoma City. We'd like to remind everyone tomorrow morning we would like you to join us here in the Jim Nork Arena for the Junior Angus Heifer Show. Again, if you are here to watch some Angus cattle, please be sure to join us tomorrow for the Junior Angus Heifer Show. Well, at this time over here in Ring 1, we're going to bring in all those division champion reserves here in your Junior Bold Hereford show. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for the Junior Hereford exhibitors here at the Cattlemen's Congress. We'd like to take a moment at this time to say a special thank you to our judge over here in the Hereford ring. It's been a long day and a great show. We'd like to thank Mr. Brian Fox, Fort Morgan, Colorado, for joining us here at the Cattlemen's Congress. before we turn the mics over to our judges, if you could put your hands together and thank all of our junior board kids we have out here in the ring. We certainly couldn't do it without them, both the Hereford and Angus junior boards.
Well, what a day. If you would, put your hands together for all our Hereford exhibitors today. I knew it'd be good, but man, this was awesome. Some challenging classes all day and some cattle that aren't out here that I think got some potential on down the road. I'm ultra happy with this particular lineup. Ones that I just can't say enough how good they are in their structure. Got some bone, got some foot, and they're fresh cattle that got the right type of rib cage. I'd like to thank the Hereford Association, the junior board, everybody that had a part in me being here, the Cattlemen's Congress. Something I just couldn't even dream of doing. I'd like to thank my wife and my crew for putting up with me letting me do this today. Couldn't do it without you guys. But one more big round of applause for all these junior exhibitors. It's been a whale of a day. Congratulations.
Well, congratulations, your grand champion, Pold Hereford, here in our junior show at the Cattlemen's Congress. Ms. Maddie Jenkins, Athens, Texas, with HAWKLD, Monique 413 KET.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, to say it's been an honor to be here is an understatement. This is something Bruce and I live every single day, daylight to dark, doing. And I'm honored greatly to be here with my husband, doing what we love together. 10 days ago, I would have told you this speech would have been much different than it's going to be right now. Every great sport has that person that pushes things forward, opens doors for the next generation to follow through. And in hockey, it was probably Wayne Gretzky. Football, Tom Brady. And in basketball, it was Michael Jordan. And in my opinion, we here in the livestock business, we had our own Michael Jordan and Gerald Callahan. The gentleman's innovative ways of thinking, progressing, opening up doors, not only for now, but what's to come for the future juniors, the junior board members, anybody in the Angus Association, was second to none. I have the utmost respect for that man. My heart goes out to Jennifer, Ryan, his immediate family, Bob Funk, and the Express crew, because the months to come will be a little bit difficult. But I imagine there'll be great memories had and made, laughing about stories of Gerald and the memories I made with Gerald. With that said, I want to share a short story that our whole entire Sturtzball family got to share about 4 or 5 years ago. In Denver, Colorado, we happened to find a little rat-in-the-hole pizza place that we all love. So we sit down to order, and of course, in walks Gerald and Jennifer to our surprise. Not really expecting maybe them to see them in a pizza joint, but Gerald and Jennifer joined our family. Didn't have to, but they did. And one thing that we also shared with Gerald was the love of sports. He was very, very proud of Ryan. Always talked about how well he was doing, and there was never a time Gerald wouldn't ask how the boys' football season was going or how things were shaking out. So as we sit at dinner, Gerald shares a story about when he was playing basketball in high school. And yes, there was many chuckles and laughs with it. But he painted that picture so vividly with my family. My boys could have got up and said, hey, we have a big day tomorrow. We need to go to bed. But it was the encapsulation that Gerald painted that picture as if we were almost sitting in that gymnasium watching him play basketball. For that, as something our whole entire family sat for 2 to 3 hours. Jennifer and Gerald didn't have to, but they did. They shared that time with us. And for us as a family, that will always mean something to us. So Gerald, thank you for starting this show. Bruce and I are honored to be here. And now for the cattle. Bruce and I are very happy to see what we have standing out here. Not a ton of numbers, by no means. But the quality is very, very good, top to bottom. And it's something that us as Angus breeders for 35 years, we enjoy seeing good cattle hit the dirt. And with that said, I'll turn it over to Bruce, and he has a few words.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank the American Angus Board for having me and the Cattlemen's Congress for having me and Amy down here to do this. It's an honor. I'm not a big speech guy. I'm usually grab the mic and say thank you to those who need thanked, because this show is about these cattle and the people who exhibit them and the breeders who bred them. All shows are that way from this old guy in the business. That's what it should be about. However, the events of the last couple weeks warrant something else. I'm not as eloquent as my wife, but I will give you a few thoughts. I always have told my sons for several years, and I try to stress this on the mic, respect who came before you and respect what people created for you. And I think this of a lot of cattlemen, and I really think it of Gerald Callahan. He only came 9 years before me, but I respect what he built for the way of life that I live and my family live. I got a brand new granddaughter, and somehow I imagine 40 or 50 years from now, she'll still be involved in this. So for what he created for all of us and the respect he is due by every cattleman, regardless of breed, warranted me making sure I knew how, for everybody to know how I felt. He just did a lot of things, as Amy said, innovative, and it just meant a lot. Believe you me, on Christmas Eve, it was shocking to me when the news was told to me. But with that said, I'll share a short story of how I think of Gerald. 1990, I worked at North Coast Angus, which there's a lot of people here that would absolutely know what that is, and there's a bunch of people here that have no idea what that is. Paul Hill had just left Northcote, and Amy got put in charge of the llamas. So in the spring of '90, we loaded up our trailer with 7 llamas, and Amy and I and a couple guys headed off to the Llama National Fraternity. First time at a llama show, not knowing what to expect. When we got there, we realized we were on a mini vacation compared to the cow world. Those people told our owner how hard we all worked. We laughed because we didn't think we did a damn thing, excuse my language. But we go through this llama thing, and we're extremely bored. So on one early evening, Amy and I wander into one of the many sales that happened at this thing that sold these high-dollar llamas. And we pull up a bleacher and sit down just to kill time. And in a few minutes later, a couple cowboys walk in and they pull up the bleacher beside me. Now you got to understand, here I am in skin-tight Wranglers, Roper jeans, and a mullet that could have won shows like anybody's mullet ever could have. And in beside me sits down Gerald Callahan. He would have no idea who I was. I knew who he was. On the other side of him sat down Harlan Ritchie, which again, a lot of people in this crowd would know who that is. Some of the younger guys, I hope you learn who that is, but a very respected gentleman in the cattle industry. So as we sit down there and the sale's getting ready to start, I would never think of approaching Gerald Callahan to speak to him. I didn't have to. He started up a conversation with me, a cowboy, but surely a cowboy that looked a lot different than him, and a younger guy that he didn't know from Adam, and he struck up a conversation and carried it on with me for 20 minutes, and I don't think in that 20 minutes ever spoke to Harlan Ritchie. And if that doesn't show what kind of gentleman he was, it really did to me, because there was really no reason for him to spend 20 minutes talking to me and not to Harlan. And so I think he really cared about everybody and their thoughts on everything, and I so much appreciate that as we go on. We're going to be here for a few more days, and obviously into Saturday, a lot of thoughts will go to Gerald, but I'm very sorry for his family and the Express family. I knew he meant a lot to all of them, and it would be hard for me. I've lost my mom and dad, so I know a little bit about the feel of this, and I just hope in time everything heals and everything will be good. So with that said, I'm sorry that I took this time. I won't take this time on Saturday. I will take time to thank people, but we'll move on. The bull that won the first division today gives you a great look, really up-headed, really like how appealing he is out through his front end. He's good down his top and out his hip, really a nice calf. The calf that won the second division, we thought so did handily for Amy and I. Really big-bodied, sound as he travels, really puts together a good look. Just a very complete individual. The senior calf winner, a long-sided bull with enough muscle in him, gets 2 straight through his front end for Amy and I. But there's a lot of good in the bull, probably struggles within the competition of most of the bulls in this lineup. The intermediate bull behind him, me and Amy really love the Angus look he gives you when you get him on a profile here. He's a big-bodied, sound individual. He's laid in at the point of his shoulder really well. Is he as powerful built as some of the other bulls out here? Maybe not, but still a bull that in Amy and I's eyes are in competition to win this. The bull that won the next division, probably the most stout-built, manly, rugged kind of bull out here for Amy and I. He's a bull that's got enough testicle, love the rib shape and dimension and the muscle he has in him, like the way he travels the ring, but just that extra mass and power, manly look that Amy and I prefer. The senior yearling bull, extremely long-sided, maybe the longest-sided bull out here. Really good down his top and out his hip. When this gentleman gets him pulled together, gives you a really good look. Just very complete, really nice senior yearling. It's really been a good set of bulls. Honestly, there's a lot of give and take between them still. But there's a bull out here for an Amy and I that we think wins this. And for reserve, the competition gets a little closer. And it might take us a second to get reserve after the reserve division comes out here and gets set. But with that said, we're going to finish this up, and we really look forward to Saturday. Thank you.
Well, congratulations, Grand Champion Angus Bull here at the Cattlemen's Congress, exhibited by Houston Ferree, Sullivan, Indiana, with Ferree Fits Black Label 2229. And congratulations, Reserve Grand Champion Angus Bull here at the Cattlemen's Congress, coming out of the same division as our champion, exhibited by Jeff Fruling of Homer, Illinois, Austin Nowatzki, Michigan City, Indiana, with BNWC Paisley 2143. Again, congratulations, all of our Angus Bull exhibitors. Special thank you to our judges, Mr. Bruce and Amy Sturzbach.